along with Ted DiBiase and Dr. S.D. Williams, and many more, including the Freebirds. Plus, you're going to see Dr. S.D. Williams take on King Kong Bundy, all that, and so much more, including Terry Taylor versus Jake the Snake Roberts later in this hour of Power Pro Wrestling. And right now, we want to go back in time just a few weeks. The UWF Tag Team titles were on the line. The champions were Ted DiBiase and Dr. S.D. Williams. They were going against the awesome challenge of the Sheepherders. Let's go back in time just a few weeks and join that match in progress.
A hard elbow. The fans are anticipating it.
They just can't quite put them away, Joel. These guys are double tough. And DiBiase, they're fighting back again.
These are the kind of guys that, I mean, their hair, look at their lineage.
Look at Victory there waving the flag. Dr. Death took care of that. And they had all four of them in the ring.
Body slam.
DiBiase looks like he's going for the figure four. Yes, he has it. This will be over. Victory. Dr. Death is nailing Victory. Wait a minute. Oh, no. He came right across his throat with that flagpole. That steel flagpole. It came right across DiBiase's throat from the top rope. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ted DiBiase is out. I hope he's not seriously injured. Luke Williams came all the way off the top rope. There's the decision. It looks like we have new tag team champions.
I think we can say that that was an upset, ladies and gentlemen, because Ted DiBiase and Dr. S.D. Williams are so highly regarded as a tag team combination. But I think that the Sheepherders caught DiBiase and Williams off guard because they brought Jack Victory to ringside, carrying the New Zealand flag. It was the first occasion that Victory had come to ringside to be with the Sheepherders, and he was so involved in that decision, as we all have seen. Later, about 2 or 3 weeks later, though, the Fantastics returned to the Universal Wrestling Federation, and the Championship Committee signed a title match between the Fantastics and the Sheepherders. The gold was on the line just a couple of weeks ago. Let's go back in time and join that match in progress.
And the Fantastics are now, they're quickening the pace, Bill. It's back to a high tempo.
I'm telling you, I love it. You know, he just dumped Tommy out there again. Tommy's out on that floor again. Watch Jack Victory. I can't see him. They're taking the camera off of the Jack Victory. Has he got that flagpole? And I can't tell. Tommy is really spent. Now that's letting them double up on Bobby. That third man outside there. The Sheepherders were an awesome, and their victories were tremendous without Jack Victory. Now all of a sudden they got Jack Victory, the third man out there. Tommy Rogers just climbed the top rope and drop kicked. I don't think the referee saw that. He drop kicked the one. The tables have been turned. A double drop kick. Tommy is just giving it all. He's just reaching down to that inner part that every great athlete that has to be able to come up with to go above and beyond the call of duty. You look at this teamwork. 1, 2. We got new champions, Jim. We got new Universal Wrestling Federation champions. This place has just exploded. This place, pandemonium. The roof has come off. The place is upside down. We got new champions. The Sheepherders have been defeated.
Without a doubt, one of the fastest-paced matches like I've ever seen. The Fantastics becoming the new Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, and they've got a great background. You know, they have held many regional titles. This is the first major tag team championship that they've held. They've never held a title in this area before. Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, I really feel, are going to be great champions. They're tremendous young men. They certainly have the support of the majority of the fans in the Universal Wrestling Federation. The Sheepherders, however, cannot be discounted. They're on the title hunt once again. Those ensuing battles should certainly be classics. And we're going to be back with some classic action that Terry Taylor won't soon forget after our first commercial time. Power Pro Wrestling, everybody. In this segment, we're going to feature a young man that is former Pro Wrestling Rookie of the Year, Jack Victory. And recently, on the Universal Wrestling Federation, matchmaker Grizzly Smith signed a match, Jack Victory, to go against the sensational Terry Taylor. Well, we knew that was going to be a great contest. What we didn't know was that Jack Victory was going to be escorted to ringside by his 6'4" girlfriend, Maxine. Maxine became very much involved in this matchup. Let's go now back in time, see the tape between Terry Taylor and Jack Victory.
And Taylor now taking over on Victory. And Victory with a kick, and he buried it right in the heart area. Look at that now, conversing with Lady Maxine. He's braver than I am. I wouldn't want to speak with her that closely. She's got her lateral press. That's not going to work. Lateral press. Taylor's in too great a condition. And Victory waited a little bit long. That's why I said it's not going to work. You know, he's got to take advantage. But an athlete, Jay, like Taylor, as in great a condition as he's in, you know, that maneuver's not going to get it.
That's right, Jim. When you've got an opportunity, you have to press it and press it. You can't take time out to lollygag around or strut around or converse with somebody at ringside. You've got to press every advantage every second.
She's wearing leather in places I haven't seen leather worn. Well,
now the people are starting to get behind Terry. Here he comes fighting up.
Look at that crowd. Terry Taylor.
Look at this maneuver.
Taylor with a great suplex.
Devastating move.
Terry Taylor. He's explosive. He's explosive as
he can reverse it on you so quickly that it's frightening.
Taylor went for the drop kick, but Victory hung on there. Taylor kicks out. Kicks out very...
Look, what's this? What is going on?
Maxine! Taylor kicked out.
Maxine held his feet while he could have been able to kick out. And apparently at her size and strength, she was strong enough to hold Terry's legs long enough for the 3 count. The referee didn't see it.
Taylor kicked out at the beginning, and he kicked out right there, I got to think, but Lady Maxine holding his legs down.
That's exactly
She's
right,
got to be 6'4" and over 200 pounds, and whether we like it or not, and Taylor certainly doesn't like it, and neither do we, for that matter, Jack Victory is the winner.
It goes in the record books as a victory for Jack Victory. And I think we should put a little star there and say, with assistance from girlfriend Maxine, because she had a big part to play in Jack Victory defeating Terry Taylor, who I might add was extremely incensed about that loss, as he is on any loss, but to lose in that manner was really embarrassing for Terry Taylor, who I will guarantee you will even the score somewhere down the road with Jack Victory. But let's not discount the athletic ability of Jack Victory. Joel Watts is standing by to call the action. This matchup, Jack Victory versus Ricky Gibson from the Lakefront Arena in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's go now to Joel Watts.
Victory and Gibson involved now in a test of strength as Jack Victory looks as if he has the upper hand, but Ricky Gibson with a nice move turns it and reverses it on Victory. Jack Victory, I think, with the edge in size and strength over Ricky Gibson. Gibson is a veteran of the ring, and he knows all the tricks, and he managed to reverse it on Jack Victory. Victory with a hard right to the midsection. Victory really putting the punishment to Ricky Gibson in this match. Join this match in progress from the University of New Orleans Lakefront Arena. Jack Victory has just about put Ricky Gibson in a pinning predicament. Outside of the ring, conspicuous in her absence is Victory's girlfriend, Lady Maxine. We saw earlier in this segment so deeply involved in the Terry Taylor match. Terry Taylor was completely caught off guard by Maxine, and as were many of the fans. A lot of people didn't think that Jack Victory would be able to pull off a win on Terry Taylor, but certainly an upset. And it really hurts Terry Taylor in the rankings as far as the title situation goes. He was hot on the trail of the TV title and, of course, the North American title. But Terry Taylor has redirected his thoughts towards Jack Victory. And I'm sure that confrontation will be coming up very soon. Jack Victory again with the lateral press and a cradle attacks the leg of Ricky Gibson. That's the same principle as we saw in the Terry Taylor match. Jack Victory scooped that leg and tried to keep Ricky Gibson from being able to kick out using the momentum of his legs. Much the same as Terry Taylor was when his legs were being held by Lady Maxine. He wasn't able to get them extended up and bridge or even use them to gain momentum to kick out. Victory with a rear chin lock on Gibson. He has it locked in pretty tight. Victory, of course, one of the premier rookies in professional wrestling. He's improved so much, and he has great agility and balance for a man his size. He's also gaining a good working knowledge of some of the tricks and tactics that it takes to get ahead in the wrestling business, as you saw him using the hair on Ricky Gibson. Gibson returning the favor, but with not quite the same effect as Jack Victory found from using the hair. Ricky Gibson getting up to a base. Gibson needs to get some distance from Victory if he wants to try and break this hold. Tommy Gilbert watching intently as Ricky Gibson reverses into the top wrist lock, but Victory trying to distract that referee. And look at how smoothly he maneuvers. Referee Tommy Gilbert. Like I said before, he's learning. And Tommy Gilbert, I think he senses what happened and knows probably what's going on. But once again, the referee can only call what he sees. One of the things that adds to some of the controversy in professional wrestling, but I'll tell you this much: if the referee started calling what he actually thinks he saw instead of what he actually saw, then things would really start getting political. As Jack Victory is still torquing on the head of Ricky Gibson. Gibson up to his feet now, again trying to reverse throughout the top wrist lock. Looks like he has turned the tables on Victory, and this time Gibson gets a little bit of revenge and uses the hair on Jack Victory as well. I don't blame him. Gibson with a nice drop kick. It's one thing Ricky Gibson shares with his brother Robert Gibson, is the ability to really throw a punishing drop kick. Flying head scissors. Gibson caught Victory off guard with that one, but man, did you see that? He went again to try for another flying head scissors. That's one thing you can't do against a quick thinker like Jack Victory, is go to the well. Ricky Gibson really racked up against those top turnbuckles, and this has given Victory an opportunity to use that front suplex. He caught him. That is punishing. Lateral press, and it looks like Jack Victory is going to cradle up Ricky Gibson and catch him for the 3 count, as we see Jack Victory gaining a win here on Power Professional Wrestling. Let's go back to Jim Ross.
Jack Victory using the front suplex to defeat Ricky Gibson on this matchup here on Power Pro Wrestling. Great job by Joe Watts calling the action. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Victory is a fine athlete, and I think that some of the matchups that he will have with Terry Taylor will be something you just don't want to miss. But remember, she's 6'4", Lady Maxine, the girlfriend of Jack Victory, at ringside. We will certainly keep both eyes on that very large female in upcoming weeks.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joel Watts, and in the next segment of Power Professional Wrestling, I'm going to attempt to clear up a rule that's caused some confusion around the UWF area. Stay with us. We'll have that for you right after this.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Power Pro Wrestling. This segment, I'm Jim Ross. We'll have more wrestling action for you in just a few moments here on WGNO. I do want to remind you that we will be in Morgan City for a big fan appreciation night on Thursday, May the 8th, starting at 7:30. Now, an autograph party with all your favorite UWF stars will start at 6:30 in Morgan City. Plus, all journalism tickets have been reduced to only $4 for that event, and they'll be on sale at the Morgan City Municipal Auditorium box office Monday through Friday through the event. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be telling you more about that, as a matter of fact, as this hour progresses. Now, let's turn our attention to the next event here in New Orleans, which will be at the Lakefront Arena on Sunday, May the 18th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the Lakefront Arena. As I said, tickets on sale at all Ticketmaster outlets. And it's going to be free picture day. The first 2,000 people attending this event will receive a free 8x10 of the stars of the Universal Wrestling Federation. Hacksaw Duggan takes on Kamala on that afternoon. The UWF Tag Team Championship will be at stake when the Fantastics go against the New Zealand Sheep Herders. Dr. Death and Coco Ware go against the Russian Giant Korchenko and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Terry Taylor goes against Jack Victory. He'll have Maxine at ringside. And Ted DiBiase goes against Rock of the Blade Runners. There's a lot more we'll be telling you about in the hour. Right now, though, let's hear this.
Whoa! Yeah! You fantastic! You might think you're great! You might think you're great coming into the Sheep Herders territory with your pretty boy looks, with your pretty clothes, with your fancy moves. But you know something fantastic? You stole something that belonged to the Sheep Herders. You stole something that the Sheep Herders were proud of. You stole something that belonged to New Zealand. And fantastic, we're going to take it back. And we're going to take it back the only way that we know how. We're taking it back New Zealand style. We're going to have those belts back around our waist so we can show you people that we are the greatest tag team in the world today. Yay!
You know, we're really excited about a lot of things, and especially being back here associated with the Universal Wrestling Federation. A brand new day and a brand new way. Sheep Herders, for the first time, the Fantastics have captured these prestigious tag team belts. We've held many regional titles before, but this one here is the most coveted to the Fantastics because this is where we all put the Fantastics together. Let me say something right now, Sheep Herders. When you come in that ring, brother, with all your anti-American stuff, remember one thing, that them people out in that audience are going to be chanting USA, USA. And let me say one more thing. Sheep Herders, it's not going to be no cakewalk. It's not going to be no pushover because we're here to stay and not to play, brother. And those belts are here to stay around our waist. We're looking forward to coming back, seeing all you nice people, seeing all those girls out there. And, hey, Sheep Herders, be ready for a fight.
Take a few hands.
Sunday, May 18th, 3 o'clock at the Lakefront Arena. Tremendous event. It's free pitcher day. The first 2,000 people attending receive a free pitcher, and I'll tell you more about it.
Thank you for staying with us, everybody. And if you've been watching UWF Wrestling over the past few weeks, you may have seen a match involving Terry Taylor and Jake the Snake Roberts for the television title. It was a very hard-fought battle, but there was some confusion towards the end of the match, and I'd like to clear that up. But first, let's take a look at what happened in that match just a few weeks ago.
Out of necessity, because this has been a very closely fought. Oh, what a knee lift. What a knee lift. Jake the Snake Roberts really tattooed Taylor, brought him almost out of his shoes, seemingly.
Jim, you can hear the oohs and ahs from the audience. This match is really starting to build in excitement and intensity, even from the point that it was. There is a lot of electricity in the air. I know we've said it before, but you really got to be here to experience it. You smell the popcorn, you feel the tension of the fans around you. It's just something to see. Terry Taylor turning the tide. He gets an arm whip. DDT! This is it! Jake the Snake Roberts has Terry Taylor, and it looks like it's going to be it for Terry Taylor. 1, 2, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Terry Taylor got his leg over the rope.
Well, he was on the rope to start with. Jake rolled him the wrong way. He DDT'd him, and he rolled him right near the, the ropes are there. The tactical error, I think, by Jake Roberts, no doubt he DDT'd him. He really nailed him. But he got him right near the ropes. That was a good officiating maneuver by referee Tommy Gilbert.
Well, Jim, I think one thing, too, Jake the Snake hit that DDT so quick, and I think sometimes his own quickness can be his enemy. And in that situation, it sure was. I think if he'd have taken just a little bit more time to set it up and get him out towards the center of the ring, he'd have had him. Jake went for the big knee lift. He went for another knee lift, and Taylor got out of the way. Jake the Snake hurt, frustrated. He's up shaking. He's trying for the DDT again. Terry Taylor hits him a roll-up. On the inside, Taylor's out. Wahoo! Terry Taylor turned the tide and has defeated Jake the Snake Roberts. Terry Taylor, the winner of that TV title match against Jake the Snake Roberts. Now, the point of contention here, and we've been receiving quite a bit of fan mail on this, is that while I was commentating, I got kind of caught up in the action, and I said that Terry Taylor's foot was on the rope after he received the DDT, when in fact Terry Taylor's foot was underneath the rope. Now, the referee was correct in stopping the count because the rules state that the part of your body does not have to be touching the rope necessarily as long as it breaks the plane that the ropes create. Anytime your leg or your arm or any other part of your body is underneath the ropes, the count cannot continue and a fall cannot be rendered. Terry Taylor, again, the victor of that match, and some people felt like maybe the victory wasn't that decisive because of the count on the ropes. But Terry Taylor has met Jake the Snake Roberts for the TV title before. Let's take a look at that match again.
At the caliber of athlete that Terry Taylor is, there's never been a better television champion anywhere than Terry Taylor.
Oh, Jake the Snake managed to use that hammerlock to his advantage. I've never seen that done before. That's something about Jake the Snake. He is extremely unorthodox. He uses holds and maneuvers that just constantly amaze me.
He's so unorthodox, Joe, it would be very difficult to, not necessarily the scouting, but to have common opponents, because no one operates like Jake the Snake, as is evidenced by that reverse backbreaker to the stomach, a stomach breaker, I suppose.
Well, I think not only does he have a wide arsenal of moves, he has a tremendous natural ability to improvise in the ring. He's so vicious and so devious, the way his mind works. Look at him pulling the hair there. Look at him just trying to... Everything he does, he tries to add pain. He tries to injure one particular part of the body. There, he's working on the neck of Terry Taylor. He's stomping him. He's using those ropes to his advantage. He's using that referee's count. He's saved it. And Terry fighting back with a hard right to the midsection and another one. But Jake using a quick headbutt manages to keep the momentum on Taylor. You see there, the ringside camera shows you Terry Taylor's face went hard into that turnbuckle. And brother, that'll give you an extreme headache. Sure. Big body slam from 6'7" up, and now he's up to the second rope. The second rope, and he comes up for an elbow. Yeah! Terry got out of the way.
Terry Taylor moves out of the way. Terry's back. He's regrouping.
Three right crosses send Jake the Snake to the canvas. And now Terry with a body slam. Terry's going after it. Terry with that knee to the head. He's got the lateral press. 1 and 2. Terry going for the arm whip. But Jake the Snake kicking him in the breadbasket. And Terry firing away on him. Terry suffered some injustice in the beginning of the match, and a big clothesline. Both men down. Tremendous collision.
The conditioning will come to play right here. The superb conditioning of both these tremendous athletes will come to play right here. This is for the television title. Jake the Snake against the champion, Terry Taylor.
Oh, Jake was up first, and he hit him with a hard right to the face. Terry's hurt, but Terry comes up.
Terry with that forearm. Terry got him with the forearm, yeah. 1, 2, 3, oh! Terry retains the television title. Great match, but Jake's got his boot. Jake took his boot up and he hammered Taylor. He hammered him in the back of the head, and Taylor's down.
Terry Taylor has won the match, but Jake Roberts, well, Roberts is getting a steel. He's got the steel chair.
Jake the Snake, probably one of the most diabolical men in wrestling. Look at that. He throws Randy Anderson out of the ring with the chair. What's he doing? What is he doing? Oh! DDT!
Jake Roberts has dropped Terry Taylor with a DDT right on the steel chair. Roberts has dropped Terry Taylor with a DDT on the steel chair. Taylor is the winner of the match, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, there you have it. Terry Taylor has defeated Jake the Snake Roberts on 2 separate occasions for the television title, decisively. And he's proved to me, at least, that he is the better athlete. Not to take anything away from Jake the Snake Roberts, however, his DDT is a very punishing hold, and he is a good athlete as well. But this thing that he's been doing recently with the boa constrictor, after he DDTs people, he lets this snake slide around on his opponents. He wanted to do that here in the UWF, but we would not sanction that kind of an activity by an athlete. Not only is it cruel to the snake itself, it's cruel to the wrestler that's involved in the ring, and it can be dangerous to the fans outside of the ring. We here at the UWF promote a spirit of athleticism that we feel is unparalleled in the sport. and we hope to continue that in the future. We'll be back with more Power Professional Wrestling action right after this.
Welcome back to Power Pro Wrestling, everyone. Jim Ross back with you. This is going to be an interesting segment, I think you'll find. Big matchup, and I mean a big matchup from the state of Texas. Where else? Sam Houston Coliseum. Cowboy Bill Watts, the legendary former North American heavyweight champion and the current president of the Universal Wrestling Federation, will call the action when 450-pound King Kong Bundy goes against a 300-plus-pound Steve Dr. Death Williams. Now, later in this segment, we're going to show you as Dr. Death is today. But this match we thought was quite exciting. It shows a very young Steve Williams at the time was playing football for the University of Oklahoma. He was also wrestling professionally. He weighed in excess of 300 pounds. That bulk was needed because he was a lineman, an offensive lineman. And he had some big collisions with King Kong Bundy, the man that's a kingpin now of the WWF. Let's go now to Cowboy Bill Watts as he calls the action.
As I've said many times, and I'm sure you probably get tired of me repeating it, but it is so critical that oxygen is the gasoline that makes these athletic bodies perform. When you got a guy like Bundy, it's a precious supply because even trying to move him, you're burning up oxygen. And when he gets on top of you and crushes you, he's like a big bear. Look at him. Doc barely powering out. Bundy can just lay on you. Reverse chin lock. I'm sure Bundy would like to get the referee out of position so he can take a little more of that oxygen supply out of Doc. Dr. Death Steve Williams against King Kong Bundy. It's great here on Power Professional Wrestling to be able to bring you these main events from other parts of the country, matches that have not been put on television, along with some of the exciting moments on TV. We try to bring you a diverse program here. Doc's not out. Bundy with his reverse chin lock. A safe hold for Bundy. He can use that weight to crimp your head, drive your head in. Doc trying to force some movement out of Bundy so he can make a move out from under that hold. Oh, Doc drove that elbow into Bundy's gut. But Bundy drove a knee into Doc. And Bundy is so huge. Boy, he really caught Doc. Oh, now Bundy's really showing how brave he is. I mean, Pee Wee Anderson must weigh all of 140 pounds out there. Oh, Doc, you might be sipping soup through a straw after meeting that turnbuckle like that. Bundy going for the avalanche type move. Doc got out. I'll guarantee you'd been like grated cheese if he hadn't got out on that one. Bundy could just obliterate you. Bundy using those steel cables. Again, you see he's going after that supply of high-octane oxygen. Bundy, a ponderous, deliberate individual. Oh, clothesline. The splash. Doc rolled, and all Bundy got was empty canvas. Doc setting in a three-point. But I don't know if Doc's got enough. He's going to have to hit Bundy better than that. But Doc got him that time. Got under him a little bit. Oh, Bundy again. Doc just keeps going to the well too often. But, of course, against a guy like King Kong Bundy, there are so few maneuvers that work that when you get something you figure you can jar him with, you want to try to keep after it. But with a ring pro like Bundy, he also knows what will work against him. And if you get too exuberant and dig in too hard, you're in a lot of trouble. Well, Doc's got him up. I can't believe it. Doc's got him up. He gave him a partial stampede. 1, 2, 3. Doc pinned him. Dr. Death Steve Williams pinned King Kong Bundy right in the middle. And look at the Sam Houston Coliseum erupt. One of the most important victories in Dr.
My thanks to Cowboy Bill Watts for providing the expert commentary for that tremendous matchup. Steve Dr. Death Williams using the Cowboys' patented Oklahoma Stampede to defeat the massive King Kong Bundy, who has since, by the way, left the UWF area. The competition here is just a little too tough for King Kong Bundy. Another point I want to make is that Steve Dr. Death Williams, since that match, has lost approximately 65 pounds, and a new video on Steve Dr. Death Williams and Ted DiBiase is in the works. Bob Bonjerchi will be providing a tremendous look at those two athletes as we see just a bit of footage of Steve Dr. Death Williams working out. He has a tremendous workout regimen that many other athletes in other parts of the country and several members of the University of Oklahoma football team are using. Well, we can't wait to see that video and see Dr. Death Steve Williams and more tag team and single competition, and we'll be back to see the UWF Tag Team Champions in action. The Fantastics will be with us right after this from the Mid-South Sports Network.
Certainly hope you're enjoying this morning's program, everybody, here on WGNO Channel 26. Please join us again next Sunday morning at 10 o'clock for another exciting hour of Power Pro Wrestling, especially for all you fans here in the New Orleans area. Now, we're going to be in Morgan City, a great city for wrestling. As a matter of fact, on Thursday, May the 8th, 7:30, it's going to be Fan Appreciation Night there. All general admission seats have been reduced for that event to only $4. The autograph party with all your favorite stars will start at 6:30. So we'd like to invite you to join us in Morgan City for Fan Appreciation Night on Thursday, May the 8th. We'll have more information on that event in upcoming weeks right here on Power Pro Wrestling. Now, the next event in New Orleans will be at the Lakefront Arena on Sunday, May the 18th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's free picture day. The first 2,000 people attending this event will receive a free 8x10 collage of the stars of the Universal Wrestling Federation. You'll see the renewal, one of the biggest feuds in wrestling, when Hacksaw Duggan squares off against Kamala. The Universal Wrestling Federation North American champion made this statement.
Excuse me, folks, for just 1 second while I put that North American heavyweight belt down and talk about something that's real dear to me. Something that you folks all remember. Something that happened almost a year ago in Jackson, Mississippi, when Kamala had a hold of my legs, and I was kicking, and I was fighting, and I was doing everything I could. And then Skandar Akbar. Skandar Akbar, a name that goes back to me for a long way, for reasons that a man doesn't talk about on national TV. Skandar Akbar and myself don't see eye to eye. But in Jackson, Mississippi, he reached down in his pocket and he got flame. He got fire, and he ruined my eyesight. Something that can never be repaired. Kamala, Kamala, you're going down. Tough guy.
A very emotional Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He certainly has a right to be, and I can't wait till Sunday, May the 18th, when he gets his hands on Kamala. General Skandar Akbar will be at ringside. Plus, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's Rock of the Blade Runners goes against a returning Ted DiBiase. Let's hear these comments at this time from Hot Stuff.
It seems they're always doing it. They're always trying to find ways to back me up right against the wall so they don't think I can do anything about it, and they think I'm just going to forget about it. Well, people, I'm not. You think this is a great plan, don't you? You're busting the Blade Runners up for one particular match and putting Rock against Ted DiBiase, our great young hero of wrestling. Well, Ted DiBiase, let me tell you, they picked you to go in the ring one-on-one against Rock. Well, brother, I have not one thing to say to you, and that is I feel very, very, very sorry for you, and that comes from the very bottom of my heart, because this plan, this scheme will backfire, and in the end, the Blade Runners will still be untarnished.
A time saver store is convenient.
Bobby Fulton clamping down hard on the armbar as we see Taurus Bulba on the outside of the ring, one of the opponents against the Fantastics. Fulton sets for the arm whip. Mendoza into the turnbuckle, and here we see the great teamwork of the Fantastic exemplified once again as Tommy Rogers comes in over the top rope. Nice drop kick. Another one. Rogers is so light and fast with those drop kicks. Taurus Bulba comes in and tries to catch Rogers off guard, but Rogers was ready and waiting and knocked Bulba out of the ring with a hard right. We're at the University of New Orleans Lakefront Arena. The Fantastics taking on Taurus Bulba and Gustavo Mendoza. I'm Joel Watts, and I'll be calling the action for you as we see Bobby Fulton leaving the ring. Tommy Rogers is the legal man in the ring now, awaiting the return of Gustavo Mendoza. And Mendoza tags into his partner, Taurus Bulba. Mendoza doesn't seem to be too eager to get into the ring against these two. Bulba circling. Collar and elbow tie-up. Reversal of the arm whip, and Tommy Rogers just elevates Bulba clear across the ring. Another armbar and twist as Tommy Rogers tags in Bobby Fulton. Got an armbar, and Bulba using the hair there. Tommy Gilbert catches him. Tommy Gilbert trying to make Bulba break it. Bulba really hammering Bobby Fulton in the turnbuckle area. Tommy Gilbert trying to break him off. Of course, Bulba's got to break this hold. Bobby Fulton is against the ropes. Flying head scissors. Bobby Fulton catches Bulba with a couple of reverse arm drags there. And the Fantastics once again take command of the ring. Bulba and Mendoza look a little bit frustrated there. Mendoza, I think, has a great deal of potential. He's a hard trainer and a couple more years of experience. He'll be a force to be reckoned with. And of course, Taurus Bulba, very stocky man, very powerful man. Low center of gravity. Bobby Fulton, I think, definitely has him in the quickness department. And as we've said before, the Fantastics rely on that quickness. And a lot of times the fan support, which they're getting plenty of now, to make them a viable force in tag team competition. Size is not quite as important in tag team matches where quickness is. Again, Taurus Bulba using the hair, a similar situation to the time we saw him using it before. Again, Bulba taking advantage of the position of the referee to execute that. Mendoza is over there probably trying to distract Tommy Gilbert. Look at the teamwork of these two. Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, in addition to being great athletes, also really know how to use the tag to their advantage. Everything's done within the 4-second count. They use that count to its full effectiveness. Bobby Fulton telling Gustavo Mendoza to stay in the corner and taking a couple of liberties along the way. Of course, Taurus Bulba took a few liberties in the hair of Bobby Fulton earlier. Bulba getting his just desserts there, I think. Gilbert with a 2 count as Tommy Rogers makes that armbar even more effective by using the legs. But look at this, he's getting into a pinning predicament as Bulba has to use the ropes to gain an advantage. But Bobby Fulton, again, bending the rules a little bit. And quite successfully, I might add, putting Taurus Bulba back down in a pinning predicament. Rogers has him. Rogers had him in a double elbow. Rogers with the predicament, but Gustavo Mendoza on the outside of the ring using the distraction once again. Fulton and Rogers make the tag. Fulton the legal man, and Taurus Bulba raking the eyes. And Mendoza comes in extremely aggressive on Bobby Fulton, trying to gain some momentum on him. He really needs to press the attack, but he gave Fulton just a little bit of room, and Tommy Rogers tags in now, and he's going to town on Mendoza. Tommy Rogers sets him up. There's a tag. There's that teamwork of the Fantastics. Look at this. Rogers and Fulton with a beautiful move. 1, 2, and 3. The Fantastics with a victory here at UNO. We're going to have more PPW action for you in just a moment. It'll be the fabulous Freebirds in action right after these commercial messages.
All with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first in the blue corner at 202 pounds from Birmingham, Alabama, Mike Jackson. His partner weighs 228 pounds from Marietta, Georgia, Brad Armstrong.
Jackson from Birmingham, Alabama, and Marietta, Georgia's Brad Armstrong. Bill, it should be a wild one.
That's what makes Mid-South so fantastic. There's always something happening. Thanks for inviting us into your home today. You've asked for them, and you've got them. And in 2 weeks, you'll have Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion, right here on Mid-South, live and in living color. Next week, Terry Taylor will talk about the figure 4 leg lock. He's hot on the trail of the world champion, and he figures he's got to master the leg lock to beat Ric Flair. And of course, next week, Jake the Snake against the Snowman for $10,000 and the television title. But right now, it's the Fabulous Freebirds against Mike Jackson and Brad Armstrong. And I want to say one thing. Brad Armstrong is taking Mid-South by storm. He's a fantastic competitor. He asks no quarter, he gives none, he never complains. He just goes out and gives the fans his all. What a great competitor. He's been North American champion already since he's been here. I've also noticed he's teamed up some with Brickhouse Brown. What a dynamite team. That's the team I'd like to see against the Fabulous Freebirds. It's Brad Armstrong and Brickhouse Brown. Buddy Roberts showing the agility that's made the Freebirds famous as Michael Hayes, their mentor, their brain, their spiritual leader is looking on. The Freebirds are a group that you never know who's going to end up in the ring. But Brad Armstrong, you know, if there's action, he's going to be in the middle of it. A series of drop kicks. Took Buddy Roberts out and Fly married him back in. Michael Hayes stepping in. And listen to this crowd. The Freebirds either are loved or hated. Michael Hayes showing that moonwalk. Brad Armstrong showed him the moonwalk in wrestling, as he just had to eat a few right there the hard way with those short forearms, and it looked like one of them could have been just a right cross or uppercut there, boy.
Exactly, and quickly Michael Hayes tags in Buddy Roberts, who returns to action.
Yeah, Michael likes to look pretty. He doesn't like to get out there and have to get out in the smell of the swell of the blood and the beer. Brad Armstrong has Buddy Roberts in a predicament. The Freebirds have come here to retake Mid-South like they did years ago, and this would be a real upset. Mike Jackson, the young man with a lot of heart. Terrific drop kick right to the jaw of Buddy Roberts. Flying hit scissor. Mike Jackson. Oh! Michael Hayes really popped Mike Jackson as he went for another head scissor, and he quickly tagged in while they had the advantage. A form of reverse backbreaker. Body slam. Mike Jackson just a little small for these heavyweights, but he's got a lot of heart, and he wants to be here. You can't deny that. Buddy Roberts drives the knee in. We still got Mark Reagan, an exciting youngster, against Jake the Snake next. And then we got Dr. Death and Ted DiBiase, the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. And of course, I'm sure Doc's a little confused, and we did pull a ringer on him. He wasn't prepared for the Snowman. Mike Jackson's got it. He had Michael Hayes. He had Michael Hayes pinned. Buddy Roberts quickly over attacking Brad Armstrong, and they're into a firefight. A diversion, possibly, for Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes was almost pinned. I'm sure it took a lot of his advantage. Oh! He just took Mike Jackson and ran his face right into the top of Buddy Roberts' head. A vicious move. Unparalleled. There goes for the Bulldog headlock. What is putting Mike Jackson down for the count.
1, 2, 3, the Fabulous Freebirds gain a tag team victory.
The Fabulous Freebirds have to be considered as one of the great tag team combinations in the world today, and they have been for quite some time. They would pose a definite threat to the Fantastics for the UWF Tag Team Championship. And we'll see the Fantastics via another great video, and we'll also take a preview of next week's program when we return from our final timeout.
Thanks very much for being with us here this morning on Power Pro Wrestling, everybody, here on WGNO. Please join us again next Sunday morning at 10 o'clock for another exciting program. We certainly appreciate you allowing us to come to your home each and every Sunday morning here on the program. Well, we're going to be in Morgan City for a Big Fan Appreciation Night. That'll be on Thursday, May the 8th at the Morgan City Municipal Auditorium. And general admission tickets have been reduced for that event to only $4. We're planning a big autograph party with many of your favorite UWF stars, which will start at 6:30 on that evening. Please plan on joining us in Morgan City for that Big Fan Appreciation Night, and I'll have more information for you right here next week on Power Pro Wrestling. Well, let's look ahead to Sunday, May the 18th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, free picture day at the University of New Orleans Lakefront Arena. The first 2,000 people attending will receive a free 8x10 collage of the stars of the Universal Wrestling Federation. And Terry Taylor has challenged Jack Victory. The match has been signed for Sunday, May the 18th. Let's hear this.
Terry Taylor, you crybaby. You went to the promotion, didn't you? You want a rematch against Jack Victory, huh? You didn't think it was fair. You didn't think it was fair that Maxine was there, did you, brother? You cried, I beat you 1, 2, 3, and you want me again. You want me again? Well, Maxine will be there again, Terry Taylor. She will be there again.
Hey, you can do it, Jack. You can do it, Jack. And I'm going to hurt you, boy. It's pretty much. Do it, you darling. Do it, Jack. Do it, Jack. You got it, Jack Victory. You got it. Whoa.
You know, this match was a tremendous source of embarrassment for Terry Taylor. Of course, I'm referring to the bout here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. That tremendous loss for Terry Taylor really set him back. I don't think that the people in the area feel any less towards Terry Taylor because Lady Maxine was so deeply involved in that situation. She's 6'4", 200 pounds at least, and Terry Taylor was incensed about it. He made this statement.
Well, Jack Victor, you did something a lot of people thought you didn't have in you. One of the top men in the Universal Wrestling Federation. You got to win on Terry Taylor right here on national television and embarrass me in front of everybody. Well, maybe I seem a little bit upset. Maybe I am. Because it wasn't just you. You had to have the outside help from that 7-foot-tall or whatever she is, freaky-looking woman. Now, I didn't know when she went out there. I don't know what your relationship is with her or anything. And maybe I'm a little bit upset. Because those people have put a lot of time and effort and faith into me, and to lose in a situation like that where a woman's holding my legs. Yes, she is big, and yes, she is strong, but I didn't expect it. That's the number one thing. So, Victory, when it comes down to it, there are no titles. It's just going to be a lot of pride. It's going to be you against me. And if that woman gets in the way this time, I'm not going to be a gentleman. I'm going to slap her right out of the way.
Free picture day, Sunday, May the 18th, 3 o'clock at the Lakefront Arena. Great seats are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations. We'll tell you more about it next Sunday morning here on Power Pro Wrestling.
Thanks for staying with us, everybody. Next week here on Power Pro Wrestling, we will have exclusive footage from the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. That tournament held in the New Orleans Superdome, the Louisiana Superdome more specifically. Our camera crew will be on hand for exclusive footage of that historic wrestling event. So it should be a great hour next week. I certainly hope you've enjoyed being with us this hour. You've seen great action. You've seen great videos, great single competition like Dr. Death defeating King Kong Bundy. We've seen tremendous tag teams like the Fantastics, the Freebirds, the Sheep Herders, the Blade Runners, and many others. It's going to be a great hour next week as well. We're going to close this hour with another look at Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics, via a video produced by Joel Watts with a little help from ZZ Top. I'm Jim Ross saying we'll see you next week, everybody.
Today at 1, Walter Matthau and Julie Andrews star in Little Miss Marker. Now, Kelly Reno and Terry Garr star in The Black Stallion Returns. Next, on WGNO 26, television New Orleans style.